It's safe to say that Amazon's Prime adaptation of Robert Kirschman's Invincible series is a hit. Judging off my community posts, it seems like most of y'all would agree. Ever since the first episode season 3 got released, I've been trying to catch up with it. Well, now I'm glad to say I finally did, and besides some animation concerns, I actually enjoyed most of season 3. And since I got back into watching Invincible, I wanted to join any ongoing conversation about the series that the community was having. One of the topics I want to discuss here on the channel is why Angstrom Levy hates our Mark. To me, it's very obvious why, but it seems like a lot of people are still confused. Then YouTube recommended me a video from another creator by the name of Cloutify. I think I'm saying the name right. And like always, it's nothing personal. I'm not trying to send hate, I'm just addressing what he said in his video in a constructive way. So to start off, his video talks about his critiques of the personal choices that Powerplex and Angstrom made within the course of the show. I'm not here to defend what they did, rather to address his critiques of Angstrom as a character. Now let's get right into the video.
This is the guy you teamed up with? Those are the ones you killed? Angstrom and Powerplex have a lot in common. More than one would think.
Yeah, I know, we're only 9 seconds into the video, I'm already pausing. Yes, I do agree with his original opening statement that Angstrom and Powerplex share a lot of similarities as characters. At the start, we see two people from their perspective generally want to do good, whether it's bringing new age of peace by providing advanced technology and resources from other worlds or seeking justice. But as the video continues, you see where my problem starts.
And also have the same flaw. These guys are dum-dums.
Okay man, let's not ignore the character writing that goes within these characters. Yes, from the outside looking in, the audience are going to always question the decision making of these fictional characters. But at the end of the day, we need to realize that it's easy to assess any situation from an outsider's perspective, rather than making a decision within the heat of the moment. We have to remember that these characters, besides having superpowers, are portrayed with human emotions. Because of that, they don't always have to think with perfect logic and reasoning. They often act on emotions just like a real person would. Yes, these are flaws within their personalities, but reducing it to just their intelligence hinders the depth of their writing, in my opinion. But let's keep it pushing.
Let's just start with Angstrom. You live your life in all these messed up realities with all these messed up versions of Invincible. I'd agree that your hate for him is warranted, especially when one of them is shown killing your son right in front of you. Matter of fact, it seems like every version of him is just specifically taunting you, killing everyone around you except you. So you decide you're not gonna take it anymore. You're gonna take matters into your own hands.
No, that's not what happened at all. It seems like you didn't rewatch the episode before making this video. And because of that, it seems like you got some key moments wrong. It's okay, we're human, and we make mistakes. But listen, our Angstrom's original plan wasn't to get revenge on Mark or the rest of his variants. His initial goal was, in his words, to be a conduit of information among all the Angstrom who possess in-depth understanding of their universes, with the intention of helping others. That's the important part to understand. So with the help of the model twins in his machine, the goal was to properly merge all their ideas and memories into one Angstrom, our Angstrom. But due to some miscommunication, which I do admit could have been avoided if Angstrom would have run his idea by Cecil, giving him a reason to trust him. But like I said earlier, hindsight is very much 2020. Mark were set in from their perspective to stop an unknown machine without any idea what it was. Keep in mind, Mark was also at fault for not talking it out, taking the initiative to understand what was going on. Due to an earlier scene within the same episode, Mark was already eager to get to another battle, and saw its golden opportunity. And that's the point. We need to understand that these characters, the root of suffering is Mark Grayson. But that's a video for another time.
You decide to build a machine that'll give you the memories and experiences of all these different versions of yourself. And of course, with a crazy dangerous machine going off, a superhero shows up to stop it. That hero just so happened to be... But it's fine. You were prepared for this, so you just send the Mahler twins after him.
Okay, first off, the way you portrayed Angstrom in this video makes him seem like you're always attending for these events to happen, but in reality, it was more of a last second decision to keep his plan afloat. Like I said, all this could have been avoided and both sides are at fault. It's about perspective, and as of right now, both sides do have the same goal of bringing about peace in the right way without any violence.
And when that isn't enough, you send more from different realities. Sure, they're villains, and not even reformed ones at that, but it's fine. It's for the greater good, right?
Okay, no. In the beginning of the same episode, Angstrom made him clear that him getting help from the Mahler twins, who were known villains at the time, was already crossing his moral line. It's not like he just looked past it for selfish reasons. He made it clear that part of their agreement was they would stop their act of violence.
Right when everything is about to go well, you botched a whole procedure by trying to save Invincible from people you sent to stop him. I mean, you are supposed to be a good guy, right? You hate Invincible so much, but you're still willing to save him?
You see, this is my main concern with this video. You're confusing our main universe Angstrom with the others. Our Angstrom doesn't have the same innate hatred for Mark like the others do. All he really wanted was the Marley twins to stop him, not kill him. And yes, we can agree that him sending in the Marley twins is kind of questionable. Of course, one of the ways that the Marley twins were more likely to stop Mark was to kill him. That's why when Angstrom realized they wouldn't stop, he tried to save Mark because he refused to let his plans have a foundation of bloodshed.
Okay, cool. Maybe this Angstrom guy isn't so bad after all. So after the machine explodes, Angstrom survives, but he's disfigured and blames it on Invincible.
Okay, I'm not gonna fault you too hard here. A lot of other people around this point had the exact same thought. Why would Angstrom be mad at our Mark? Because for the most part, he did bring it upon himself. But we have to understand this. This right here is an entirely new character of it itself. Right now, this character is a blend of countless other Angstroms in their memory all at once with identity crisis. And we also have to understand that due to the fact that the collective pretty much have a shared mutual hatred of Mark, that would be the most dominant emotion. With so many personalities battling at once with no good way of organizing the mess within their brains, the outcome is clearly a psychopath with the dangerous powers of opening portals. We gotta think about like this, right? We have to understand among the multiverses, right? Angstrom was a constant victim of Mark. So of course, the moment he has the upper hand or a way to even the playing field, he's gonna utilize that.
He doesn't take accountability for his own actions, but just uses Invincible as a scapegoat. Not any Invincible, but the one Invincible that hasn't actively tried to kill anyone.
Okay, this is my best way of explaining why Angstrom hates our Mark, but not the other. Due to the fact that he can't tell which memory are his, he's dealing with a bit of a loss of identity, right? I like to believe he basically imprinted those thoughts and emotions onto our Mark since he was just around and end up using him as a scapegoat.
Also, the one Invincible that he was willing to show mercy to, at this point, it becomes clear that Angstrom isn't exactly consistent with his goals.
To call Angstrom Levy inconsistent with his character is to mischaracterize him. But to remember, once again, he literally doesn't know who he is anymore and he's running off the experience of countless other Angstrom throughout the multiverse. He's not inconsistent, he's just confused.
What is it that he really wants? Does he want Mark dead? Does he want to spare him? Your guess is as good as mine.
To answer all your question, he wants revenge by simply imprinting all his emotions and attachment he has with Mark onto our main universe Mark. He's just simply misguided. He's very much in the wrong here, but from his perspective, he literally cannot tell.
Either way, he decides that the best course of action is to hold Mark's family hostage. And I mean, Debbie says it better than I ever could.
You make it sound like this is the one world where Mark is good, and you're the one who's bad.
What?
Oh, that's why you're so angry. Because you turned out rotten here, and Mark is the hero for once.
She's right, 110%. I do believe that this Angstrom still have the awareness and perception that Mark is still considered a hero within this dimension. He still has other conflicting memories and emotions that he thinks are his own, but they're not. Think about it. If you're living in a situation, right, when you genuinely believe this one person is this evil menace to society, but everyone believes that they're not, you're gonna go insane. Trust me, he's wrongly misguided, but if you were to put yourself in his perspective, his situation, you will probably come to the exact same conclusion.
And how does he react to that? To her telling him the cold hard truth that he wants so badly to deny? Hurts an innocent woman to, wait, why did he do this? He didn't do this to get at Mark or anger him further. He did this because he got butthurt. The man that claims to be seeking out justice harms an innocent woman solely because she said something that hurt his feelings.
Please.
You think you're innocent in all this? In so many other dimensions, you join your husband and son when they slaughter millions and make the earth burn. You're a traitor to your own kind. Your family's legacy is blood.
I didn't want to repeat myself for like the 100th time. As you see, I literally saw the clip within the same episode he referenced, right? And I kind of wanted to debunk his portrayal of Angstrom within this scene. Yes, this Debbie is innocent, but you have to understand, we're talking about a character that didn't only see what happened, but he experienced the atrocities that Mark, his mom, and his father committed across the multiverse.
Not to mention by, harming his family. He pushes one of the few, maybe even the only good Invincible in the multiverse to seemingly kill him. So what exactly did he get out of this? Not only did he lose the fight, but he threw away whatever flimsy moral compass he had to begin with by hurting an innocent woman. And from his point of view, he possibly corrupted the only good Mark to be like every other evil Mark variant. Luckily, we know that this wasn't the case, but in his eyes, it very well could have been. And if that were the case, he would have single-handedly been responsible for another evil Invincible roaming around out there in the multiverse. There's no doubt that this guy is an idiot, but he isn't the only dum-dum we're covering today.
From this moment onwards in this video, he starts to talk about his critique of Powerplex. But my intention of this video is for me to address his criticism about Angstrom Levy. It seems like either your lack of understanding or forgetfulness of certain key plot points lead you to mischaracterize Angstrom as a character. And because of that, you're not properly looking through the show from his lens. I understand it's a complicated situation, but that's not an excuse. We have a character, due to a freak accident, is experiencing the loss, the trauma, and emotional distress of every single variant of himself scattered across the multiverse, with the sole connection of them hating Mark. So with all the thousands, possibly 10,000s of Angstrom Levy, only one of them knows that our Mark is a good person. So of course, that one good memory of Mark gets overshadowed from the countless of others. We see this when Mark told him that he tried to save him in the first episode. So when he tries to remember that incident, we see other memories that aren't his rushing in. Clearly, this is a sign from the show that suggests that even though he technically does have that memory, they're just being overshadowed from the countless others he has. So I'm gonna wrap it up shortly around here. Like I said earlier, this video isn't made to attack this creator. I just want to use this video as an example because I've seen other people on different platforms have similar sentiments about Angstrom. I just want to set the record straight. Of course, I don't agree how post-accident Angstrom went about things, but it isn't as black and white as people make it seem. Just like life, there's always a bigger picture, and Invincible shows us how life truly is, because sometimes there's not really, an absolute objectively right thing to do. We saw in other events that takes place within the show, there isn't a fix-all answer, because frankly, life itself is not that simple. If this video does well, I would like to make more Invincible content for you guys later in the future. But until then, I'm your host Taken, and we do a little reviewing around here. Peace out.